Hey everybody, this is Tony Earp with Classic Eagles. Hope you're having a great day. I had a conversation this week with a parent I wanted to share. As I was leaving the facility that I work at, Superkick here in Columbus, parent stopped me, really excited, wanted to tell me that his son's new juggling record was 140 touches. This is a player that when I first started working with him, I met him, could barely juggle the ball 12 times. And it was a great conversation. The parent was super excited. I saw the player, later in the evening, and talked to him as well. And he was excited about his achievement. What this brings me to think about, and what I wanted to discuss today was, just juggling in general. It's something that I talk with players about a lot. I do it in my sessions, the start of every session as a warm up and to start getting touches on the ball. But it's more important than that for every player. And I talk to them about it every session that, we juggle not to become better jugglers. We don't play juggling. We don't show up at the field and challenge the other team to a juggling competition. We juggle to help us become better players. And there's aspects of it that are so critical to a player's game. Obviously, the control and the touch, but other habits like their footwork, the positioning of the ball, focus, concentration, consistency. As the players are juggling, I'm not asking them just to get higher numbers. I don't want them to get a touch or an extra touch just to get a touch. I want each touch to be the best touch possible. So what do they need to do in order to be able to do that? Move their bodies, position themselves, make sure that their timing is correct, little things like that. And as they get more comfortable, you're juggling with different parts of the body, feet, thighs, head, combinations, different surfaces, it translates over to the field, not just from a control, but, from the confidence. And most players aren't very good when they start and the ball drops a lot and it's very frustrating. And that's why a lot of players don't stick with it. But the players that do, it makes a huge difference. And that brings me back to the parent I spoke with. The story he told me about his child with the juggling, is one that I hear all the time. It's a consistent story. It's not unique. It's just that so many kids are not willing to do it. He said that his son, started just going in the backyard after, I talked to him about, how juggling can help his game. And he would just, all of a sudden the player just started spending, a lot of time in the backyard working on his juggling. And, 12 juggles went to 20 juggles, went to 38. Went to 40, all of a sudden he had a big jump up to 70, got to 108, and he was stuck at 108 for a while, and then all of a sudden, jumped up to his current record at 140. I told the parent, like, that's exactly how it happens. The player spends time on it, and once their control improves, the consistency, gets there, then all of a sudden the numbers, keep coming, and now, the sky's the limit for him. The player can get up to several thousand, if they just really want it to, continue to work on it and get better at it. And, I didn't think, knowing this player, he will. But the bigger point, when I asked is, I asked the parents, like, well, do you see a difference on the field? Because that's the most important thing. And he said, yes, most definitely. He's playing with a lot more confidence. His control is there. His first touch is much better than it's ever been before. He told me that and again, in one of his last games of the season, he took a ball out of the air with his chest, juggled with his thigh, and then volleyed it on target, which, is something that he said the player never, previously did, or never had the confidence or comfort level to do that with the ball. And, and again, that's the point. That's why we ask players to do it. And again, what coach has said to me, and I think it's important to know, being a great juggler doesn't make you a great player, but every great player can juggle the ball. And it's because that control and consistency is so important. And this player, something I said, he took it to heart, and he decided to, spend the extra time that's required to improve his level of play by, taking on that task of going in the backyard and juggling and working with the ball each day. So outside of the juggling itself, I think it's just that commitment level to deciding I'm going to go and work with the ball and improve as a player. I think that is one of the biggest difference maker for every player, is that, they take ownership of their development and they spend time with the ball on their own. So I wanted to share that story because I think there's a lot of layers to it, not just the fact that, juggling can really help a player improve if they're doing it for the right reasons and understand how it's helping them, But I think the other and probably the deeper, more important layer is the fact that when players make a commitment to work with the ball on their own and are committed to get better and will spend the time that other players and most players aren't, it makes the biggest difference. And that's where they see themselves start separating separating themselves from other players who play the game as well. So wanted to share that story. It was a great story. I love to see kids when they put in the effort and the time with the ball, see the results, not just in a juggling record, but when they step on the field, they see that they are playing the game at a higher level and enjoying it.